The question, sir, of course, is being asked, no? Pag tinatanong palagi kailan ho siya mag-a-attend ay hindi pa po namin alam. Ang tanong ho kasi dito, hindi naman po pwedeng blank wall yun, hindi namin alam, depende. What is it? It depends on him? Personal knowledge, sir, when you talk about that, one person that will come to mind, obviously, would be Congressman Zaldico. Dahil po sa SunWest, no, na founder po siya, at malaki din po ang nakubra nitong 2022 to 2025. I understand, sir, that in previous interviews, and even in my interviews with some former congressman rather, now spokesperson, Ace Barbers and Congresswoman Janet Garin ay naimbitahan na ho si Congressman Zaldico. For the record, sir, when was the invitation sent? What kind of invitation was sent? And when will he attend? Go ahead, sir.
No, the invitation was sent to him, I think, last Friday. No, so so what we are hoping as soon as he returns to the country, he would be able to participate in the House hearings, particularly relating to the 2024 budget, because he was chairman then. Because the tie for that would be yung pong Ghost Project in Plaridel, Bulacan. Kasi we would want to be able to know from not just from Congressman Zaldico, but also from the entire members of that bicameral conference committee, sino po yung nag-insert nito pong particular project po na ito that resulted into a ghost project in Plaridel, Bulacan by Wawa Builders.
Okay. And any information on when he will attend, Congressman?
No, I don't have information about that. Ang alam ko lang na he's abroad and undertaking medical nagpapagamot siya Congressman Zaldico is what I know.
How important is it for him to show up at the soonest possible time?
Well, mahalaga po yun kasi syempre gusto nating malaman sino yung proponent nito pong ghost project po in Plaridel, Bulacan. No? So, ibig sabihin, it can actually be a congressman and it can actually be a senator. No? So, gusto nating malaman yung proseso ba nung bicameral conference committee kasi to be very clear, this particular line item was never in the House General Appropriations Bill. So,
Wala po sa HGAB?
Wala po sa HGAB. So,
Okay.
it was basically inserted in the BICAM. So, I think the chairs of the Appropriations Committee and the Finance Committee can maybe shed light on the matter of who made that insertion.
But I understand, of course, any testimony would have to be made in front of the members of the Infra Committee. But has there been any attempt to actually really ask the former Appropriations Committee Chair, Congressman Zaldico, about this particular project that you are indicating?
No, we haven't asked him. Siyempre, all of these things should be made formally din po. No? So, as soon as he returns to the country, our expectation would be he would attend and speak about what he knows on this 2024 insertion relating to the Ghost Project in Bulacan.
The question, sir, of course, is being asked, no? Pag tinatanong palagi kailan ho siya mag-a-attend ay hindi pa po namin alam. Ang tanong ho kasi dito, hindi naman po pwedeng blank wall yun, hindi namin alam, depende. What is it? It depends on him? Kung kailan ho siya babalik. I mean, isn't it important for you as chairman of the Infra Committee to actually have a definite answer on when Congressman Zaldico will come back to the Philippines, sir?
Hindi, mahalaga yon. Pero ultimately kasi siyempre, yung pong kongresista yung magpapasya kung babalik siya sa Pilipinas o hindi.
Kung babalik siya sa Pilipinas, sir. So meron pong posibilidad na baka hindi?
Kung kailan siya babalik sa Pilipinas.
Kung kailan.
No?
Okay.
So I think that needs to be clear. Kasi siya yung may medical condition, di naman yung mga miyembro ng Kongreso.
Yes.
So I think that question is most appropriately asked of him.
That's right, sir. I'm actually...
Not to anyone, not to any other House member.
Yes, I'm actually not asking any House member kung kailan yung dapat isagot ni Congressman Zaldico. Ang tinatanong ko po, isn't it important for the chairman to be able to ask him, the congressman, approximately kailan po siya babalik?
Wala tayong debate na mahalaga po yun. No, pero ang totoo din naman, bukod naman sa kanya, may mga ibang miyembro naman din ng BICAM na nandito na pwede yung tanungin.
Okay.
So, nung panahon po na yan, si former Senator Sani Angara, yung po na to, marami din mga miyembro ng BICAM na nakaupo pa rin ngayon. So, I think, pwede po silang maunang maisalang.
Okay.
Pagka yan na po yung pinag-uusapan.
Okay, because that is left hanging, and because you have no definite answer from Congressman Zaldico, what about Senator Grace Poe? Have you invited her, and paano ho ba yung tinatawag na inter-parliamentary courtesy? Kahit na po alam natin na hindi lang po senador si Senator Grace Poe.
Meron po siyang, it was a motion, it was approved, so I think as soon as she gets back, I don't think she is here, no? So as soon as she gets back from abroad, we will schedule a date kung kailan ho siya pwedeng maisalang at magpaliwanag. Not for the 2024 budget, but for the 2025 budget. Kasi she was the
Yeah.
Finance Committee Chair po ng 2025.
In 2024, to be clear, was then Senator Angara.
Sani Angara.
Opo. So what about him?
Well, pwede ho natin siyang invite after ho nitong pagka naisalang po si Senator Grace.
So mauuna, the track you're seeing is that sana Senator Grace po will be present, and then after that, tsaka niyo po tatawagin yung susunod, si Secretary Angara.
Pwede po yun. Kasi that was the motion po eh. Actually, wala naman ho motion in the last hearing na invite po si Secretary Angara ngayon. Pero the motion was basically to invite both Congressman Zaldico and former Senator Grace po
Yeah.
to go to that hearing.
Yeah. Again, for context, dahil yun po yung sinasabing budget ng 2025 wherein Senator Grace po was the head of the Finance Committee and Congressman Zaldico was the head of the House Appropriations Committee. Sila po yung they were the heads of the BICAM at that time. A quick question, sir, before we go on a break. Wasn't the minority congressman also present during the BICAM? Congressman, if I'm not mistaken, Libanon?
Yes, the minority leader was also there.
Why not call him, sir?
Pwede rin ho. I don't think wala naman problema. I think he would be able to shed light on the details of the BICAM as well.
Pero siya din po ba sa 2024?
I think he was the minority leader from the beginning of the Marcos administration.
Both houses of Congress, ano po. Doon po kasi sa Senado, ang itinuro ay mga congressman. Pagdating naman po sa House, ang tinuro naman ay dalawang senador, Senator Jinggoy Estrada and Senator Joel Villanueva. Of course, they vehemently deny this, and likewise with the congressmen that were mentioned. Punta na tayo doon sa pag-mention po nitong si Bryce Hernandez kay Senator Jinggoy and Senator Joel Villanueva. Sir, do you believe that, what is your appreciation na lang po muna of the testimony of Bryce Hernandez?
I have to talk about Bryce Hernandez and JP Mendoza. Kasi it's not just a mere testimony. May mga pinakita ko silang mga
Screenshot.
documentary evidence, no? Screenshots po of conversations between Mr. Henry Alcantara and Senator Joel Villanueva. In the course of the hearing, inadmit po ni Mr. Alcantara na it was actually Senator Joel that he was talking to. Except lang po na they were talking daw po about flood control projects. No? Pero I think what was clear in those screenshots was that they were actually talking about DPWH affairs. No? So that needs to be stated. Si JP Mendoza, basically siya kasi yung kumuha ng mga litrato. And I think I would have to say that these disclosures are being done at great risk to their lives and security and safety. As compared to, for example, the affidavit of the Diskaya couple kung saan nagpangalan lang ho sila nito pong mga kongresistang sangkot, pero wala hong mga particular na mga detalye. We haven't seen the ledger that they were talking about. We were asking for it, sabi niya they will show it in the next hearing. So, iba ho yung pagkakaroon ng particular na mga detalye nito pong mga binabanggit po niya Bryce Hernandez at ni JP Mendoza. So, I think we have to give some credibility doon po sa kanila pong sinasabi.
Sorry, could you repeat that, sir? Give some credibility to what they are
Opo,
saying.
yeah.
That's what you said, sir. Okay, understand. Even if, sabihin po natin, Congressman, that there have been instances where Bryce Hernandez was supposedly either lying or was inconsistent with some of his statements. For example, yung pong pinakita nila sa Senado na mga driver's license, to which until now, hindi po niya, he's denying it. And then you have Henry Alcantara admitting that. Isa po yun. Pangalawa po, yung pagpunta sa casino, na hindi po naman niya dinedeny yun, pero sinasabi niya hindi niya pera yung ginagamit niya, pero namatalo ng 400 plus million pesos. Isa po yun. What about those? Kahit nasabihin po niyong parang may pruweba or may circumstantial evidence ng whatever they might want to call that, sir. What about the possible inconsistencies doon kay Bryce Hernandez, sir?
Hindi, ang totoo naman ho, even in court, and I'm speaking as a lawyer, pwede naman ho magsinungaling sila on other things. Pero pwede rin sila nagsasabi ng totoo on many other things, no? So, ito ko, tingin ko, nagsisinungaling sila doon sa testimony nila relating to the casino. Di ba, na hindi, sabi niya, hindi daw niya pera. In fact, kahit si Senator Ping Lacson, yun yung binabanggit niya, no? Na parang he doesn't find Bryce Hernandez credible dahil nagsisinungaling siya doon sa kanya pong casino activities. Pero, alam po niyo, in court, ang pinag-usapan dito yung mga very specific details po of testimony. So, pwede ho talaga mangyari din na yung actual testimony niya relating to the conversations of Mr. Alcantara and Senator Joel and Senator Jinggoy, pwedeng katotohanan yun. Kasi, syempre, you have to subject each and every testimony naman po to some form of scrutiny. Di ba? So, I think that has been tested during the course of the hearing po last Tuesday. So, at least on that point, particularly dun sa disclosures po on the screenshots, which actually was admitted by Mr. Alcantara,
Yeah.
tingin ko tapos na ho yung usapan dun.
Hindi naman niya pinabulaanan yung pera. Hindi ho ba na nandun sa pool table?
Kasi yung chan niya ho nakalabas ho dun sa isang litrato ni Mr. Alcantara. So I don't think he would actually deny it. In-explain lang ho niya na it wasn't for payoffs. Ang sinasabi lang ho niya ay andyan daw ho yung pera kasi yung pong gagamit ng lisensya parang ibibigay yung pera
Pera.
doon sa ibang tao.
But personally,
yun po-
sir, are you okay with that? Doon po sa inyong sinabi, personally, that there can be truths, for example, kay Bryce Hernandez, and there can be lies. Tanggap niyo ho ba yun?
Tingin ko gano'n naman ho talaga in court eh. Di ba? In court and in inquiries, there are statements that can actually be true. There are statements that can actually be false. No? So, yun, kailangan ho makita talaga lang natin, alin dun, we have to be able to sift through each and every statement. Kasi, for example, that particular statement needs to be validated with a particular documentary evidence, hindi ba? So, pagka may documentary evidence na nakatali po dun sa statement ho ng tao, tingin ko, check ho yun bilang tama at totoo. Pero for example, kung halimbawa, nagsisinungaling talaga siya doon sa casino, pero may pinakita halimbawa siya, yung Senado na controverting evidence, no? Na hindi yan totoo, nagsisinungaling ka. Edi, ang pinag-usapan lang ho natin, nagsisinungaling ka doon sa casino activities mo, pero baka totoo yung sinasabi mo tungkol dito sa mga screenshots po na ito.
But doesn't inconsistency damage a person's credibility? Or hindi ho ba nawawala ang kredibilidad ng isang tao dahil sinungaling ho siya sa ibang bagay at pinapatotohanan po niya yung iba?
Totoo yun, pero kinoconsider pa rin naman ho ng mga korte at mga tribunals yun eh. Kasi nga, for as long as back to siya, by documentary evidence, kahit nagsinungaling ka on other things, pero very clearly, naipakita mo na nag-uusap talaga sila. For example, nag-uusap talaga and admitted by another person, by a third person, yung particular allegation na binabanggit mo.
Okay.
I think that would be considered as a credible statement. Kahit nagsinungaling ka pa, dun sa, for example, casino activities.
So to me, sir, please correct me if I'm wrong. It's quite obvious to me that you believe the testimony of Bryce Hernandez because sinasabi mo nga, meron siyang ebidensya regarding...
Just to be clear, only relating to the disclosures on the senators involved.
Yeah, Senator Jinggoy and Senator Joel.
On that particular point lang
Yeah.
po.
Yes.
Di ba? Just to be clear. Kasi, I've seen the Senate hearings, matigas ho yung pagtanggi niya ho dun sa casino activities niya, at hindi din ako kumbinsido nun.
So, okay, let's end that part, sir. Naniniwala ho kayo doon sa testimony ni Bryce Hernandez na sangkot si Senator Joel Villanueva at Jinggoy Estrada?
Tama po.
Okay, all right. Diretsuhin ko na po. Si Mayor Benji Magalong ho ba'y imbitahin na sa susunod na pagdinig?
Hindi pa rin ho siya imbitahin sa susunod pong pagdinig, katulad ng binabanggit ko. I don't think he has actual personal knowledge dito po sa mga pinag-usapan sa Bulacan, no? So, very important ho yun eh, kasi kailangan ho talaga yung pong witness, meron ho siyang masasabi doon sa mga particular na mga detalyeng pinag-usapan po dito. And more importantly, and I think even up until the last couple of days, talaga maraming sinasabi din si Mayor Magalong tungkol ho sa integrity ho ng komite. Para tinatawag niya ng anti-moral pejorative yung ating pong komite. Pangalawa, tinatawag ho tayo na nagmamaang-maangan. Pangatlo, tinatawag ho tayo na mga kriminal ni Mayor Magalong. No? So, I think it's a concern for House members kung talaga ba nga seryoso siya na humarap po dito. At given ho yung mga binabanggit po niyang mga salita.
I think that the seriousness, sir, should not be questioned because he's quite serious about that. In fact, sabi nga, between the Senate and the House, he'd rather appear in the House hearing, but he's still not invited. And to follow up on that, Congressman, you said that you are collating more documents to look into, of course, also the rock netting issue in Tuba Benguet. Sir, Mayor Benji Magalong could shed light on that, can't he?
We will look at it kasi syempre hindi naman ho niya distrito yung pong Benguet, no? Iba ho yung may distrito doon. So,
Yeah.
We will have to decide as a committee kung relevant ho ba yung testimony niya kung sakali pagka pinag-usapan na ho natin yung pong rock netting sa Benguet. But again, to be very clear, hindi ho natin pwedeng maliitin yung I guess slander towards the committee, no? ni Mayor
Okay.
Magalong. Kasi seryoso ho yun eh. Paulit-ulit na sinasabi ho ng mga kriminal yung mga miyembro, walang mangyayari dyan,
Yeah.
nagmamaangan po yung mga miyembro. So, kumbaga, hindi ho natin yun tinitake lightly dahil
Okay.
I think it goes into the integrity and reputation of the committee.
So it's almost like, can't you just be honest, sir, and just say that his personal attack, because of his personal attacks of some members of the House and even the hearing, that we refuse to invite Mayor Benji Magalong, rather than saying that hindi ko kasi alam, baka wala naman siyang alam doon sa mga pag-uusapan namin sa Bulacan at sa Tuba Benguet.
Hindi, obviously doon sa Bulacan, wala ho talaga siyang alam doon. No? Ang sinasabi ko doon sa Tuba Benguet, titignan ho natin. Kasi syempre, pagka ho nagsimula na po yung mga discussions on rock netting, kung meron naman ho talaga siyang relevant information na pwede hong ibigay sa komite relating to how it was actually overpriced in the last couple of years, those particular projects, baka yun yung maging trigger para maimbitahan ho natin si Mayor Magalong. No?